Phone number, 1-800-LOVE, 191 LOVE. Yeah, and it's not LUV.
No, that was the website or something.
Oh, it was? Okay. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Tonight, our guest is Grant Lee Buffalo. Joey Peters and Grant Lee Phillips are both here from the band, fresh off their record release party, which went on a little earlier tonight, which we dragged them away from. It came out today. It's called Jubilee. It's getting great reviews. And I think this is going to be the one, boys.
You feel that? You feel that?
No, that's just good radio.
Right.
I didn't have any specific thoughts on it. But I think Drew got a feeling about it. Drew?
Oh, yeah. Really kind of a psychic impression. Yeah, it must have been.
Drew?
Yeah.
I'll tell you my feeling about Grant Lee Buffalo. I'm not real familiar with you guys.
Right. It's early in the evening, though.
Oh, by the end, we're going to be thick as thieves.
You can just imagine.
I'm going to do the whole second hour underneath the console, pleasuring both Joey and Grant Lee.
Yes, sir.
But every time I hear about Grant Lee Buffalo, it's always something good. You know how there's certain bands that are sort of synonymous with quality?
That's true.
And I'm not being patronizing here.
It's true.
There's certain bands where you're not totally familiar with their work. It's just every time you hear them, someone is saying something good about them.
Right.
And there's other bands that you're not familiar with their work, and every time you hear about them, someone is saying they suck.
Right. Yeah. It's like I never heard those guys. They must be good.
They
must be good.
And I
never heard those guys.
But it's true. We've managed to escape the wrath of such such Kenneth Stars and all these folks. We've managed to skirt the issues and and stay on course.
True, you follow?
Kind of.
Like, interviewing Nipsey Russell.
Yeah. I like to think of ourselves as the Nipsey 90.
That'd be a good name for a band. Nipsey 90. All right, so the CD is out today. And you guys are going to be at the Roxy on Thursday playing with Harvey Danger, who were in here about 2 weeks ago, I want to say, Drew. Maybe 3 weeks ago. But not a month.
Not a month.
Have you met the lads?
We haven't met the lads yet, but I've seen their images on the television, and they seem like nice boys.
Yeah, I like that song of theirs. And actually, I heard the rest of the CD, and it sounds good. And aren't you guys are from up north, San Francisco way?
Both Joey and I grew up in the northern territory, but we migrated maybe some 10 years ago, right? Before the big New Age migration.
That's correct.
That took place around the early 80s.
Yes, that's right.
Been here for a while.
In L.A.
In L.A.,
yeah. Would you like to move back up toward San Francisco way?
Nah, I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. No, no, I've got my feet firmly planted here.
Wow.
Yeah. Most people in the North Pole.
That's very bold because I have always lived in Los Angeles. I don't seem to mind it here. I think if you make a few bucks and you can afford a house on a hill, so be it. But no one wants to admit to liking L.A.
No, it's true.
Everyone who's here from New York or Chicago or San Francisco...
especially Northern Californians.
Especially San Francisco. All they do is talk about how much it sucks, and then you go, how long you been here? 17 years.
Exactly.
How much time did you spend in the Bay Area? 12 months. But that's where your home is? Oh, yes. Well, when you going back? Soon. Yeah, didn't I talk to you 6 years ago? Yes. What'd you say? I was going back soon.
Right.
Okay. You're not going back.
Yeah, it's true.
Just admit you like it here. That's fine.
I love it here.
God bless you. That's a secure band. All right. I think we'll hear something from the CD. Should we hear it now, Engineer Mike? Oh, truly? Is that the name of the song, or does that mean yes? Or is it both?
I think it's both, actually.
All right. Off of the new Grant Lee Buffalo CD, Jubilee. This one's called Truly. That was Truly from Grant Lee Buffalo off of Jubilee, which just hit the stores today. And it's getting a lot of good reviews and a lot of good press. This is the fourth CD.
That's right.
That's cool.
And, see, that's good DJing there. Their record lackey, Rob, told me in the parking lot that this was their fourth CD, but the way I phrased it, it was as if I was tallying up the other 3 CDs I had at home.
Right.
So, a fourth, right?
Fourth CD,
yeah,
definitely the fourth.
Bootleg one that came out of Budokan and 31, but
you
I won't
have
count
the Budokan
that.
album?
Yeah, I have that one. I have it on vinyl, actually.
Oh, beautiful.
Who else worked on this? Because I was reading the bio and it had a couple of interesting folks that contributed.
Well, it was produced by a fellow named Paul Fox, who you may know from records like Oranges and Lemons, right? XTC.
Yeah.
Exactly. And a few
10,000 Maniacs.
That's the one, too.
Two great bands, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And as far as the personnel that showed up on it, some local musicians, a fellow named John Bryan and Dan Rothschild played on it, and then some other notables like Robin Hitchcock, E from the band The Eels, who is
yes,
they've made visits by the old Loveline.
We're hip to the Eels.
Yeah, and I don't know, some other folks, friends. Michael Stipe managed to do some chanting on one track, and Rami from the Wallflowers, a few folks.
Joey, didn't you sit in for the drummer when he had that tumor or carbuncle or whatever he had on his frontal lobe during that tour? Is that the story I heard?
That is correct.
Do you remember that when that happened?
Yeah, that was.
Why don't you play the drop when they announce themselves with the drummer, the Eels? You know, when they give a shout.
That's good radio, by the way, Drew.
Please.
I was surprised that Mike didn't drop that one either.
Yeah, I thought he would.
Maybe the internet is back up. Drew, can I keep going here?
Yes, please.
All right, so remember...
Don't turn to me. Don't talk to me. Just stay the hell away from me.
All right, but don't shift gears here. Remember, what was it, a couple of years?
It was Friday. We were in the city of Lausanne, which is high in the Swiss Alps, right?
Beautiful city.
Beautiful city. Snow-covered hills. And
you guys were opening for R.E.M.
That's right.
And you're out on tour with them.
Right. And Bill just kind of dropped to his knees, the drummer of R.E.M. with just terrible pain. And, nobody really knew how serious this kind of thing was. But, yeah, in fact, Joey
what did he have?
was asked
I didn't hear about this.
to hop up there on the throne and help him finish up a few songs.
He had
it turned out to be something like an aneurysm is what it was.
Yeah.
Cerebral aneurysm. Wow.
Yeah, like a multiple aneurysm, and
but he sort of escaped any permanent problems, didn't he?
I mean, if you were going to have an aneurysm, you couldn't pick a better place, I guess, than Lausanne, because that's kind of where they developed some of the procedures in dealing with such an injury.
Right. Yeah.
And,
could have been in
You
Guadalajara.
were in Guadalajara the night before.
You'd just be screwed.
Right, that would have been a worse place.
Would have been bad.
So he had this. They rushed him to the hospital.
He went back to the hotel, kind of hung out, and at first, folks were telling him it's probably a migraine, something like that, And the following morning, the seriousness of the situation set in, and and he was taken care of right away.
And he had a brain surgery right there.
Yeah, I mean, he had to go through the whole thing,
Wow.
And
it depends where the aneurysm, but they clip them.
They clipped the aneurysm because it's hemorrhaging?
Right.
And did they cauterize it then?
No, that's a special procedure for clipping.
And how do they get to it?
It depends where it is. They have to lift the brain up to get in there.
They take the top of the head off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's incredible because he recovered, 100%, and maybe like a month or so later, he was driving this little pickup around full of hay in Athens, Georgia, and it was like it never happened.
And Joey, you sat in for how many gigs?
Oh, just the remainder of the evening.
Right,
right.
Maybe 5 or 6 songs.
Did you know the songs?
Oh, absolutely not.
No. But,
although I had heard them hundreds of times. We've been on tour for months, but I forgot them immediately.
If you're a good drummer, can't you just sort of jump in like they do on those Pringles commercials?
It's pretty much like that, Adam. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, I could never do that, but I would just think if you really knew your way around a drum kit.
Yeah, you're just whacking things, right? I mean, you're just banging on things.
That's what I was thinking.
Pretty much, yeah. Luckily, I had Peter Buck who was cueing me when to stop and start, but there was 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you get a picture?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I would have gotten a picture and sent it home. All right. And you're hoping he kicked off, right?
Not at all.
You were hoping he kicked off, and you just
Stop that, Adam.
Okay. All right. Mike?
Got a show to do here.
Mike?
Yeah.
You're 17.
Oh, well, I got this problem.
All right.
I guess it's actually, I don't know if Dr. Drew can handle it, but, I smoked some crack, and, I pleasured myself for about, a good 10, 12 hours, and now one of my testicles, isn't at the right height.
When your testicles are not the right height?
No.
How tall are they?
It's lower now?
Oh, well, every time I have to, do a bowel movement, it sucks up in my body, and I got to kind of stick my finger there to keep it in place. that something I should be, worried about?
I'd be more concerned with the crack and masturbation, but what about the nads retracting, Drew?
There's something called a cremasteric muscle that pulls the testicles up back towards their original place in the abdomen.
This is my favorite part of the human biology here, by the way. Like, you know how sometimes, Drew, I say, it's a cruel fate that when you get nervous, you sweat?
Right.
Because, in a way, it's like God is playing a trick on you. You're out on a date, or you're doing a public speech or something. You're feeling a little nervous, and all of a sudden, here it comes dripping down the forehead.
Right.
That seems like a horrible thing. You should actually dry up when you're nervous. It would work better.
To hide it.
And so this is a cruel joke that God plays on you. But the cremasteric response is where he makes it back, in my eyes. This is when you're in danger, your nuts lift up and get out of the way.
And you can't wheel that kind of thing. You can't just, you can't, you couldn't, do it professionally, just letting that testicular retraction.
Some men have a relatively patent sort of tract going back up towards the abdomen, so the testes may go up into the inguinal area.
So they go up like a blind, right?
Well, kind of. But look, I'm much more concerned.
Sound after they go up?
I wonder what this guy, what could this guy have done to himself for 10 hours,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bizarre behavior, and God knows what.
10 to 12 hours.
Oh, my God. And...
Which is 15 minutes to 2 hours and 15 minutes longer than my best, Drew.
He's a crack addict.
Right.
And...
I think he's just screwing with us now. Mike?
Yeah.
How much crack do you smoke?
No, not a lot, but, would you recommend doing this in the same room with Stuttering John?
I see.
You can.
Drew, you didn't even know this was a bogus call? How come you didn't know it was a bogus call?
Because it was so... There was...
Hey, Mike?
Yeah.
Sometimes addicts
Your level of retardation is such that Drew couldn't even pick up that it was a bogus call.
Well,
All right. All right, good luck. And,
That's the first time I haven't stopped in years.
I know, Drew's never stumped. And this is, by the way, I would not say this would be a total fabrication, by the way.
Oh, I see.
Mike seemed like a guy who's no stranger to the crack pipe or the masturbatory position. All right. Stuart.
Yeah.
You're 17.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Come on.
No, I don't like his attitude already. He can hang on for a little while. Chanel.
Yes?
You're 18.
Yeah.
You're on with Grant Lee Buffalo.
Hey.
Hey there.
Hi.
Okay, here's my thing. I'm wondering if I should get in touch with my birth dad.
Why?
Because I never knew him and I have no one else.
Were your adopted parents?
Let's see. My mom was really young when she had me. So my grandparents took me in, and they died. My aunt took me in, and she died a couple years ago.
Oh, my God. So how are you supporting yourself?
Well, I stayed with my cousin.
This is your aunt's children?
No, it's a huge family, actually.
Yeah.
But she's 46. So I stayed with her because we moved out near her just before my aunt got cancer. I thought of her, my mom, because I was with her since I was 6. But, and then the house was too crowded, so I moved out.
Wait, you lost me already. Your aunt, who you called Mom?
Yeah, see, when my aunt, I was 6 when I moved out with her, and I always just called her Mom, even though I knew she was my aunt.
And you moved out with her because?
My grandparents died, who I was living
Died
with.
at that point.
Yeah. Where's your mom right now?
Well, see, I grew up thinking she was my sister, and she just ran off when my grandparents died, and I haven't heard from her since.
Oh, boy.
But it's my birth dad I was thinking of getting in touch with. Because my aunt, she had looked up the address, and we were thinking about doing it then before she died.
But
he never went through with it.
Boy, the likelihood
when
of this...
did he skipped out initially?
He never knew. No, he never knew.
As far as you know, he never knew.
My birth mom had told the grandparents that she never told him.
Yeah. But that still doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
I know.
So you're with your cousin now?
Well, I moved out, but
you're by yourself.
I still talk to her and stuff.
You're by yourself now. You're on your own.
All right. So you're sort of basing this on him never knowing he had a daughter.
Well, see, they had done initials. My aunt had talked to him about meeting them and stuff, but I don't know.
Oh boy. All right. So here's my feeling on this. If he never knew he had a child, then maybe he deserves to know he had a child.
Well, let me switch it around.
But if he did know and forsooked her.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a word, Drew?
Forsaken. That's fine.
Then screw him.
Yeah.
But the point is, she is looking for somebody to form a stable relationship with some sense of family and belonging. You got to assess what the probability is that this is the kind of guy that's going to provide her what she's looking for. Now, if he knew and took off, he is not that guy.
Yeah.
You don't want to know him. So you're betting on the fact that there's a possibility that he's an okay guy. He just got mixed up with the wrong woman, namely your mom.
Well, I know because he has kids, though. That's another reason I don't want to do it. But they're like my half-brothers and sisters.
How do you know them?
Because I had a picture. Because I said my aunt had talked to him.
But Chanel, you gotta assess what the probability is that these people are going to welcome you in and become a positive part of your life.
Many of these
to do the blood test.
No, but they could become a source of more pain for you.
Many of these scenarios are all based on these people being good people,
right?
Which we found from our experience is not the truth, and it's not a coincidence. It's just usually the people that knock people up and leave and that kind of stuff don't turn out to be great people, or maybe just the majority of people are a-holes. I think that may be the more likely scenario.
Both.
Right.
It's both situations.
All right, let me ask you some questions to try to figure out
compounding
this guy.
assholishness.
Right. I think you can get like 8%. Now, how old was your mom when she had you?
She was about 16.
Mm-hmm. And how old was he at the time?
I don't know.
What do you think?
Do you know how old he is?
I have no idea.
Nobody talked about him gave you a sense of how old he was?
When I was growing up, no. I never really knew.
He wasn't a boyfriend of your mother's? It was just one of those things?
Well, nobody ever talked to me about it. That's it. I have
not a good sign.
Absolutely no idea.
Not a good sign.
Yeah, not a good sign. See, I was going to use this as sort of a measuring stick, because if the guy was 27 when she was 16...
Forget him.
Forget him.
Yeah.
In which case, don't worry, prostate cancer would claim him soon anyway.
A much more important thing for you to do, Chanel, is to focus on developing a life of your own, a set of relationships that you can develop, which are real relationships in the present with your peers. I mean, I know it's going to be very hard for you because you have no model of stable relationships, and I'm sure abandonment issues are profound for you.
Especially since my aunt was an alcoholic and very depressive.
All right, but Chanel, I mean, going on a hunt to try to recreate, reach into your past and recreate something that...
Well, here's what it is.
Not likely to be able to recreate
it. It's a diversionary emotional technique.
Yeah.
I may have made that phrase up, but it's something for you to do so you don't have to face the demons and really get to the matter at hand, which is some serious issues. Meaning, this guy's sort of your Prince Charming somewhere.
Well, if she could reach back and reconnect with Dad, she's 2 years old again, and can start moving forward from that relationship, which is a total fantasy.
Right. The reality is I think you'll be horribly disappointed and hurt even more when you meet him. But Brantley, you want to...
Even if he is a great guy, it's not the way things heal. You can't then restart at the age 2 as two adults.
Yeah.
Which is what you are now. Use those pieces of yourself that are adult to establish some relationships, and be careful. I'm sure you have or are aware, and I've certainly heard on this show, that you're likely to choose people that are maybe not the best choices, right?
Except for right now, I really can't. I don't connect with people
at all.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't buy that. You sound very connected. We're connecting. You choose not to connect. You're avoiding people.
Face to face. Yeah.
So
it takes me a lot.
All right, that's fine.
You have some close friends?
Not much.
You need that.
That's what you need.
You need that. Choose them wisely. But value them, and it's true. Establish and follow your own spirit, because that kind of thing, it's eternal and it goes beyond parents and beyond everything else.
Yeah, people really underestimate the value of good friends.
True.
I didn't have the greatest childhood, but I had some great friends. I'm still good friends with them today. And shut up, Drew.
These are the ones you call your loser friends?
Yeah, but I do it in a very loving way. It's just I'm making so much money and they're so unsuccessful now. I hardly know how to call them. You understand, Drew?
I see.
Oh, please don't crap on every point I make. All right, Chanel, you got your work cut out for you, but you seem like she kind of had that spirit, and I think she'll be okay.
I think so.
She ought to go to law school is what she ought to do. She'd make a fabulous attorney. She really would. That with her inability to connect with other people and empathize. Don't you think, Drew?
Well, that's what's required. Isn't
All right. Drew hates attorneys because he's a doctor. They're like, remember in the 70s they had the snake and the mongoose drag racing?
Oh, yeah.
Drew's like one of them.
Snake or mongoose?
He's one of them. But the attorneys, they're the other one.
The other one.
All right. Grantley Buffalo's here, and we'll be back.
Oh, yeah. Everybody now.
Hello, I'm E.
I'm Butch.
This is Tommy. We're the Eels.
And you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Rock on.
Butch.
E. Tommy.
Rock! Yes, and now the 90s version of that.
Hey, this is E from the Eels.
Hey, it's Butch from the Eels.
E.
Butch.
Loveline.
Rock! We're going to have him on in 6 months. It's going to be, hi, this is Butch. This is Butch. Eels. All right. Joey and Grantley are both here from Grantley, Buffalo, and that was just a little homage to the Eels who we were talking about a little earlier in the evening. Jubilee is the name of the CD, out today, conveniently enough, and you can find these guys at the Roxy with Harvey Danger, although I don't believe there's going to be too many tickets left to something like that.
Nah, you got to have a secret badge or something, I think, for most folks.
No, I don't.
Or
7 tickets.
What's going on over there?
For Lisa.
What'd you do? Give some sort of signal?
I saw her avoiding making eye contact with me because she knew what I was thinking.
You wanted more coffee?
Yes.
That's beautiful. Drew is such a head case. He's such a celebrity. You know, he sits in
right,
here.
He's the only one with the leather chair, I've noticed.
No.
You have a leather chair.
Well, I have the leather chair, but it's because I got both of them for us.
I see.
A listener got both of them.
A kind listener after
The
months
life-
of complaining.
Right.
But Drew won't even get his own goddamn Kleenex to wipe his Marks a Lot board.
Oh,
He
please.
sits there 10
Please.
seconds before the show begins and starts gesturing frantically to Lisa, come in here and bring me some Kleenex.
Come on.
Which is 3 feet away from him. Is that right, Drew?
That's right, Adam.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're always right.
And don't try to use the reverse psychology on me by agreeing with me. Jay,
Yes.
you're 19.
Yes.
All right, so what's going on with you?
Well, I'm married. We got married about 9 months ago. It was in August of last year.
How old's your wife?
19. And I have a problem. Well, we do mutually because we don't have sex
How long has that been going on for?
very often at all.
Well, you're 19. You've been married for 9 months. You can't expect it to go on forever. Am I right, Drew? Yeah. See what I got Drew doing? He's busy with Lisa in the next room. What are you commenting on her shirt, Drew?
Adam, just stay with your listener. Stay with the caller.
Okay, there are callers, Drew.
Stay in a place of love, my friend.
My friend,
This is the love line.
you're coming from a place of hate and adversity.
Jay, how often is this now that you guys are together?
We've been together for a year.
No. Physically.
Oh, well, it's, we haven't had sex in over a month now.
Okay, and what's the reason?
Well, I don't know.
What does your wife tell you?
She says that I'm not really turning her on anymore.
And does she give you any more specific hints about what she needs?
No, just she says I need to approach her differently.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a guess at Jay's occupation. I say he's either an auctioneer or a DJ at a strip joint.
Oh, yeah. But he compensates in his off hours.
He's resting. He's sleeping right now.
But, Jay, listen, this kind of thing, when a woman tells you this, a guy usually assumes there's something physically wrong, when in fact what she's telling you is there's something emotionally wrong, that you're not available to her emotionally in a way that she needs to be, that she needs you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something going on in the relationship? Any problems?
Not really, just, I mean, she complains about me not doing enough housework and stuff, but...
All right, well...
Are you working?
Yeah, I have 2 jobs.
And you're supporting her?
What are your 2 jobs?
I
Security
serve tables at night, and I bus tables during the day.
Okay.
All right, so if something ever happened to tables, you'd be screwed.
Does she give you
That's
any
your
other
livelihood.
Does she give you any other hints about what the problem is? How you make her feel that she doesn't like?
No,
Have you asked her?
yes, and I tell her that, I mean, I have a strong sex drive, and
No. Have you? Yeah. But
we need
what
to
does she?
have sex more often.
And what does she tell you the problem is?
That she's my approach.
Which is, what's your approach?
Well, sometimes we wake up in the morning and we embrace and cuddle.
I'm just dying here.
If you want to call that. Okay.
And what does she say the problem is? What is the problem with
All
your
right, hold on.
approach?
I'm going to start answering for Jay because
What's the problem with your approach? What is it? I'm dying to know.
I'm too aggressive.
Okay.
Especially in the morning.
Makes
I
her
don't
feel
know what it-
objective.
I wake up with a boner. I approach her from behind with an ether ray.
Yeah, it makes her feel objectified. Makes her feel less worthwhile.
Right.
Adam, you beast.
Jay.
Right, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the deal. I have a quick question. Why did you get married? Was she pregnant or something?
No, just because we love each other and.
Yeah, but this is a pretty common source of conflict. I mean, goes to one of the roots of the differences between men and women.
Right.
Right.
That men have this physical thing, and it's a physical experience, and they don't connect it with the emotional reality, and they come on with how their biology drives them, and the women feel completely nullified and objectified.
Because it's a physical experience for guys, when there's a problem in that arena, they assume it's a physical problem. And it's not. Women do not work that way. I mean, they're very emotional creatures, and anytime there's difficulty, I mean, for a 19-year-old especially, Lord knows it's something going on emotionally. And by the way, you're not cleaning up the house enough is also code for something else emotionally, which is you're not tending to my needs enough.
And she's frustrated generally and angry and irritable, and then sort of focusing on the sort of external, superficial things like house cleaning.
Right.
You need to be you guys go on dates?
Sometimes we don't have a lot of money. No.
But well, then make a picnic.
Yeah, make it simple. KFC, something like that. Something simple.
Go on dates. Be available to her emotionally. Don't focus on the physical aspect. It's okay to have those feelings, but understand that when you are not available emotionally, when all she experiences is the physical presence, I know it's been a long time, and of course it's natural for you to have that biological urge, but she's going to feel less worthwhile, less validated, like her needs aren't met. She's going to get frustrated, and she's going to start backing away.
You have to kind of pretend like you don't want to hump them for the first 3/4 of the date, and then at the end pretend something spontaneous happened emotionally and sexually.
Is that not just the example of how different men and women are? I mean, that just goes right to the core of it, doesn't it?
Could I just say one word? Rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
Rodeo. Always a
rodeo
prolonger of
Thank you.
Women get hot when they see the guys in the clown outfits hiding in the barrel.
Big bucket of chicken, though. I mean, that sounds good right now.
symbolic.
Is it too late? Is it
bologna and cheese? I mean, just anything.
You just put the hole in the bottom of the bucket, and even if she doesn't show up, you're set. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
especially
man.
that extra crispy.
That's an N.I.N. story. All
right, this is why guys shouldn't get married at 19, because it takes at least 60 years to figure out how those broads work. It really
least
does.
60,
Here's the
Adam.
joke. Here's the joke that God plays. By the time you figure out how a woman works emotionally, your penis doesn't work anymore. You should somehow be able to cut your penis off and freeze it somewhere, and then go ahead and just figure out all the emotional ins and outs.
Cryogenics. Just save the head. You know, I mean, it's just, you know, exactly.
The higher power really did.
You could store it in Walt Disney's mouth like an ashtray.
God really did have a keen sense of humor. I think that's what we're establishing tonight.
We really are. All right, Drew. Blondie.
Hello?
You're 15.
Hi, Blondie.
You're on with Grant Lee Buffalo.
What?
You're on with the rock sensation Grant Lee Buffalo.
Hi.
Hi there.
What's going on?
Well, like you said, I'm 15 years old, and my breast size is 38 double D.
All right.
And I exercise.
Black males have what?
I eat right, and I exercise, and right now I'm at 160 pounds.
160.
Yes.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Mm-hmm.
And it's really annoying the hell out of me.
What is it that's bothering you?
My back hurts all the time, and I'm afraid of knives and stuff like that and surgery. So my mom suggested that even. She said, well, if you really, really want, we can do this. And I said, no.
And you're a little young for that to be done, such as it is.
Is your mom a big gal?
What? My mom's not really. I mean, she's about the same as I am, except for as far as,
back goes, down the chest area, like she's in a C, and I am 2 cuts larger than her.
But Dad's a double D. Is Dad
I don't speak to my father, so I don't really know that.
Is Dad a big guy, or have you seen him in a while?
I think I saw him about a week ago, finally, but he's pretty tall and wide, but all of the women in our family, going back years and years, except for like one woman in our family, have been really small-breasted. And I don't understand it. It's like a freaking nature thing.
All right, look, Blondie, or whatever your real name is. I can't. Is that your real name?
No.
Aren't you Dagwood over there?
Yeah.
What's his name? All right, well, you're 165.
160.
I'm going 165. Always, the radio always adds 5 pounds. And you're 5'7".
5'8".
I deducted an inch.
Ah, okay.
So I know. Listen, if women are going to lie to your face, imagine what they're going to do over the radio.
Right, okay.
I mean, I've looked at women who, were 5'3" and said they were 5'6", and weighed 170 and said they weighed 125 while they're standing in front of me. Imagine the liberty they would take over the radio. Now, I understand Drew's a doctor and you want to get the truth out here, but it seems to me that you're probably, maybe 20 pounds away from being your optimum weight.
Why don't you see a dietitian, really get an exercise plan going. When you're 15, it's real hard. I mean, at that age,
the body's still maturing. There's
a lot of changes going on. Very difficult to manage, and actually kind of treacherous, too. I mean, if you're going to go on a kind of reducing diet, it'd be optimal if somebody were supervising you. And it's same with a rigorous exercise plan. I mean, there are stressors you can put on your joints and bones and whatnot that can have significant implications.
I put a lot of stress on my joint back when I was 15, as I recall.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike.
But don't panic. There's a lot of time left, a lot of development to go. You're still going to grow into whatever your ultimate body frame and type and percentage fat and whatnot. All these things, your muscle mass is going to change. Still some time to go, and your dietary habits will change, your ability to manage
and plus, you can get the reduction at 15, and your breast may not be done.
That's right. And so, and particularly if you're aversive to surgeries, you don't want to have to go through that twice. Wait a few years, see a dietitian, get regular exercise, and see if things don't take care of themselves, all right?
And I think it's good to remember that people come in all shapes and sizes.
And things that people consider as horrible scarlet letters when they're 15 all of a sudden become assets when they're 25.
Yeah, it's just good to recognize that that's how people are, is in many different ways.
Yeah, and how, you know what I mean? I mean, there's many a flat-chested woman listening to
who would wish
Blondie
with
the large breasts.
Or not.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all right. And even though... they would lead you to believe otherwise, looking at certain magazines like Vogue and Cosmo and stuff like that. There are plenty of guys who like plenty of women in plenty of shapes.
But as far as the discomfort goes, you're saying that the certain exercise routines may, in fact, make it more...
No, I'm talking about the exercise for multiple reasons. One, to help her manage her weight, and the other to help with the back, shoulder, and neck problems.
Right.
So. Okay,
all right.
We got to go to break.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay. Loveline. Greatly Buffalo is here.
It's a shame that people around you don't work as hard as you do, Adam.
Oh, shut up,
really
Drew.
It just breaks my heart that you have to put up with such slothfulness. Wherever you turn, here in the studio, there in the control room, it's shocking. The temerity of the people around this
establishment.
Well, this incredibly talented man, he's just it's breaking forth.
Yeah, it's really like Beethoven or Bach playing with a high school band. It really is.
Yeah, marching band. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
Joey
gay.
Peters and Grantley Phillips are both here from Grantley, Buffalo. Yes, Joey. Have a seat.
How are you?
The album is called Jubilee, and it's out today.
That's correct.
Hey, you guys got... Joey, were you in Cracker? Is that what I was reading?
Actually, just my chest was in some photographs.
But you didn't actually play in the band?
Oh, no, it was all drum machines.
We love
drum machines and chest hair.
We like that
and
Cracker, by the way. I don't know what's up with that band, but I think they were in here 2 years ago or something.
And we liked them.
We really like those Cracker guys. I know you haven't been in the band in 6 or 7 years, but if you run by the Cracker guys...
Should I give them your regards?
Give them my love.
I'll do that,
in the form of a reach around. Zach.
Hi.
You're 15.
Yes.
What's going on?
Okay, like about 2 weeks ago, I started getting like really angry, like for no reason, and I just didn't know how to let go of it, so I started like cutting things into my arms with razor blades.
Did that help?
Yeah, I actually did.
Okay.
Some people do that.
Healthy outlet.
No, hardly. But people, that's one of the reasons people cut on themselves.
Why do they always cut into the arm?
They don't. They do it in the legs, too.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen abdomen, legs everywhere.
Really?
And usually it's not, this kind of cutting is in no way an attempt to hurt oneself or to kill oneself. It's just a way of trying to release these incredibly powerful feelings.
Couldn't you do that thing where you pour wood glue on your hand, let it dry, and then peel it off?
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's sort of the same sensation, but it doesn't leave a scar.
Well, I kind of wanted it to leave a scar because I wrote, like, words and stuff.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What'd you write?
On one arm, I wrote, like, the end, but it wasn't like a suicide message or anything.
Right, the Doors song.
Right.
And on the other one, I wrote, I'm not me. I don't know why, I just was...
Well, but Zach, but this is all a symptom.
Are your parents freaking out?
Well, my dad is. He says, like, oh, those are some very fatalistic messages.
I should say.
Is your dad a shrink or something?
No, he's in the Coast Guard.
Oh.
Well, listen, it's a symptom of real serious suffering, frankly, and some significant emotional problems. I don't think this should be taken lightly. I don't think your parents should assume they can handle this on their own. Does anyone in school want to refer you to professional help?
No one has. Well, my friends, see, the reason I call this because all my friends are saying, like, they're really worried, except for the ones who do it, too. And
well, it's nice that your friends are worried. And
how old are you again?
15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get some help, Zach. I mean, you're suffering needlessly, really. There are ways to help with this kind of thing. And was your dad pretty rough when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, this is that whole syndrome.
Yeah, the fact that you might share his impression of these these things, that's kind of a telltale thing. Maybe these are things that you need to to speak directly with him about. And if he's not understanding, then you may have to go to other sources. Maybe
No. Dad's the one that beat the crap out of Zach.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's the feeling I'm getting.
I can't talk to him. He doesn't. He does things where he tries to confuse you.
Right.
Like plays little mind games. And he'll use a figure of speech, like, oh, Dad, you bit my head off the other day, or something like that. And he'll first of all, I did not bite your head off. And he'll go off on, that's something that has nothing to do with what you're saying.
Right.
And finally, you just, get frustrated and give up, and that's why I, run to my room.
He sounds like kind of a power freak.
Yeah, he is. He makes my stepmom, grow her out. He will not let her cut it.
Where's your mom?
My mom is in Texas. Mm-hmm. I just moved out with my dad, last summer.
All right, but Zach, get some help. Right?
Isn't your dad out? Is he out? On patrol during the day?
No, he's on a ship, but they go out for months at a time.
Yeah, that's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe some drug lord will ram it or something, and it'll all go down.
Yeah, but Zach needs. It's not just that he needs his father not to be there. He needs somebody to be there.
Yeah, but to get to that place, Drew. Where can Zach go? To another family member he can trust, perhaps, or how do we get him there?
Start with school. Start with the friends. I'm afraid if he goes to his parents and says, I want to get some help, he'll get humiliated and sort of turned away.
That's right.
While school sometimes, they'll take these things pretty seriously and get referred to the proper places. So that's where I'd start.
Yeah, but don't turn the anger inward.
Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't turn it outward either and cut on anyone else. If you got to cut on yourself, but really try not to cut on anyone, including yourself. I think that's what we're saying.
It's back to the wood glue.
Correct.
It's kind of it's sad. I was just thinking about it last week when we were talking to some other 15-year-old that was angry. Actually, we talked to 15-year-olds that are angry all day long, but. All these guys going off at school, bringing Dad's shotgun in, and
we were all 15 once, right? We all passed that phase. And can you remember not being angry when you were 15 at one time or another? Or?
No, I had plenty of anger and plenty of feelings, and I just played football and tried to bash the F out of whoever was in front of me. That was the way I dealt with it. And Drew, what did you do? You cried, masturbated?
No, that and football helped too.
Crying, masturbating,
and
football.
I really think football is really healthy for that age.
It does beat it out of you. After driving that stupid tackling sled up and down the field for 2 hours, it's all out of you.
At that age, you have no insight and you can't articulate these things, but I was aware that it was helping me.
Right. Drums are a very
I've heard people describe that too.
This sort of
absolutely
predicament.
Absolutely.
It's a whole other perspective, though, isn't it? Being 15 years old.
Yes, it is.
And I think being 15 today, as opposed to when we were 15, about maybe 15 years ago or so, has got to be very different. I think the world is radically different. And
I think it's faster and more cutthroat now, and I think at age 15 you can really feel like you're a loser, whereas when I was 15, you were a loser, but so was everyone else, and it was okay because you're 15.
Right.
And now it's like if you're 15, you're not doing something important.
Right.
Like you're not enhancing.
If you don't have your own talk
screwed.
show or your own band or something.
But that's not really the truth, though, is it?
No, it isn't. 15s are 15s, and they're awkward, and they're skin
You should
bad,
enjoy
they're
that
losers.
time, I think.
Well, and maybe we can maybe impart some tiny bit of direction and wisdom to this, and that is that all these sort of superficial, materialistic things that people seem to have been preoccupied with for the last 20 years, I think are changing a little bit. I think people are beginning to understand that relationships are really where people gain their happiness. And so you've heard us tonight talk
Especially if you can get one of those supermodels.
Especially. But you've heard us tonight, however, though, talking about friends and how important that can be. And if family is screwed up, you've got to develop your own relationships to help you get the things you need from other people, because that's where people get happy.
Jason.
Yes.
All right, Drew, punching the console. Very fired up tonight. You're 23.
I am.
Catch Drew while he's on a roll, by the way.
I'm going back to sleep in a minute.
I'm 23. I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease a while back, and been through all the treatments, did all that stuff.
What, do you have radiation or do you have chemo?
Chemo and radiation.
So you were like stage 3 or so?
Stage 2B.
Okay.
How many stages do you have?
4.
4.
Is 4 bad?
B symptoms mean he was having fever and sweats and all that kind of stuff, right?
I met a kid who had this 4th stage, and
you what?
I met a kid who had the 4th stage, and he was like one big tumor, basically.
But stage 4, I understand. Yeah, but
well, I had a mass there. That's what
okay.
I said. I'm curious now because I went through all the radiation and the chemo. Whether that would make me sterile or
what chemo did they use?
Kemosabe?
Yeah.
Just a little. I couldn't think of any other chemo jokes.
CHOP? Is that the one they're using?
I'm not really certain. I had 3 different ones.
Did you have Cytoxan?
Excuse me?
Did you have Cytoxan?
Again, like I say, I'm not really certain.
Did they?
Does it ever make you sterile?
Well, certain ones do. Did they discuss sterility with you?
They did discuss sterility with me, but it was only
Usually when they bring stuff up, it means you may get it, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't just mind if you that way, right? What's that?
When I was in the hospital, it was a very short period of time, and everything went very quickly.
So you don't remember what they were saying about sterility?
Well, it was a lot to take in a very short period of time.
Well,
no, that's fine.
Hold on. How long does it make you sterile? Forever?
Potentially permanently, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Jeez, we got to get more people into this.
Why
What's
is a 23-year-old male
getting Hodgkin's?
Yes.
Why does a 2-year-old get leukemia? I mean, cancers happen in all age groups.
Yeah, smart guy.
Cancers are common.
You go back and beat the drums over there. Work out some of that anger.
It's just that luckily we live in a time when Hodgkin's and even non-Hodgkin's lymphomas are totally curable. I mean, these things were death sentences throughout history, and now I mean, why do we have pediatricians? I mean, pediatric oncologists. I mean, because cancers happen. Neuroblastomas, retinoblastomas.
Here's the deal. We got to run to break. Jay.
But let me address something you're saying.
All right, wait, Drew, we got to go to break.
All right.
So, can you address this after the break? Make a note? And also, wouldn't they take a sperm sample if you're going to be rendered sterile? Okay, we'll talk about that too.
Good question.
Thank you. Loveline. And Joey Peters are both here from Grantley, Buffalo. The album is Jubilee, out today. 4 CD. I highly recommend it. This is good music, and it's one of those CDs that looks good lying around, even if you never listen to it. People come by and think you're cool.
I can ask a question. Yeah. Grant Lee.
Yeah, that's it.
Any history in that?
No, you know what? I mean, I was the Grantley thing being given that name. It was like one grandfather was named Grant, one was named Lee, Robert Lee, on the other side, and it was simple as that kind of thing.
Ulysses Grant, Robert Lee. No, other than that,
exactly. But I'm thinking of softening it, because I've noticed Pamela Lee has she's dropped the Lee and she sort of softened the image, and we may in fact do we may follow suit.
I'm going to name my kid Clinton Gore Carolla. Would that be cool? You think he had a bumper sticker named after him? Put that on the crib?
Reagan Gorbachev.
Wow. I like that.
Adam, you're onto something.
I think I may be. All right, phone number 1-800-LOVE-191.
I thought you would come up with something like Hitler Stalin, Carolla.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
Speaking of stalling,
Hey, but-
stop stalling. Come on.
Hey, but listen,
There's people waiting with problems.
Let me make my comment about the cancer.
Oh, that's
and that
right.
was just the one point that certain cancers happen in certain age groups. That's just the way these cancers are. That's the nature of the illnesses that they are. And that I was talking to Joey during the break that the amazing thing is not that humans get medical illnesses. I mean, that's all very carefully hidden away. It's closeted away in hospitals. So most Americans don't really understand that. I mean, we are. The amazing thing is not that we get sick; it's that we make it from one day to the next without getting these. This incredible array of potential medical problems that are out there. I mean, in the turn of the century, 1 out of 5 women expected to die in childbirth. 50% of American families expected to lose a child by the age of 6. 100 years before that, it was relatively unusual to live out of childhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Incredible.
I mean,
are you familiar with the book How We Die?
Yes.
A Pulitzer Prize.
How We Live is the follow-up to that, too.
Is that right? Yeah. Incredible piece of writing. And the Eels, back to the Eels.
Oh, yeah. That's our heady guy.
A new album coming along called Cancer for the Cure. Just another sort of a musical companion to...
I like that.
To,
that could possibly be a name and a middle name for the young Carolla boy, too.
Hello, I'm E.
All right.
Adam, that is cruel.
Hey, Jason.
No, Jason, we were done with
I know, but I just wanted to ask
Hello,
the question,
me?
which is why, if they thought this may render you sterile, they didn't take a sperm sample.
Oh, right. Did they offer you to freeze some sperm or anything?
Well, the way it happened was that they said that it had the possibility to. They asked me if I wanted to.
Oh.
We did, but I'm not a rich guy. This happened to me at a very young age. I didn't have insurance, stuff like that.
So the frozen sperm
are probably not frozen anymore.
Well, you mean you have to sort of, it's like cable, you have to pay X amount a month to keep it in the bank?
Without insurance.
To maintain it.
How much is that?
I really don't know.
They just keep it in a super
refrigerator,
freezer.
Yeah. Well,
you know what? I'm going to spray my hamper with a liquid nitrogen when I get home, just in case the unthinkable
But Jason,
happens.
if you're concerned, I mean, get a sperm count and see what's going on. That's all we can tell you.
Sherry?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you're 18. What's going on?
Hi, Sherry.
Well, my question was, I was wondering if there's any dangers to, masturbation.
Oh, yes.
Anne
is masturbating right now. She can't get to the microphone.
Okay, I'm done.
For a young lady?
What?
You can give yourself bladder infections, I guess. Yeast infections.
Is that true?
Sure, if you traumatize the area, I mean, you can do that.
Ah, what is she masturbating with?
Well, people do weird things. I mean,
Well, it's always, as Drew stated many times, very important to take the vibrator and wipe it under your arm of your sleeve before you actually use it.
What are you talking about?
Weren't you saying that, Drew?
But Sherry, do you have a specific sort of notion in mind?
No.
Do you have a certain technique that would put you in a high-risk group?
Well, no, I don't actually... I'm not sexually active, but, so I'm
What about on an independent basis, though?
Are you afraid of doing this?
Well, yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, no, but go ahead. I mean, what led you to believe that this is something dangerous or harmful?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about sex, so it's just, I don't know, it's kind of awkward, so I was just wondering about
Can
it.
we put Sherry in a jar and just keep her?
Yeah.
Please.
Would you like the nanny for Drew's kids? He wants someone asexual to sort of ferry them around the valley.
Probably what I would like to do, I would prefer is if your parents would just put on a symposium that I could attend on how to create a Sherry.
How to teach your kids nothing about sex by 18. Yes, I'm sorry.
The stigmas attached to masturbation probably have to do with a lot of shame, right? Things that are cultural sometimes. I think it's
a
religious nature, right?
More so for a woman, I would say.
I think it's I think it's a combination of the biology and the culture, because no amount of shame stops a man. Think about that.
That's right.
You can shame him into oblivion.
Squeeze one off in the confessional booth. Pardon me, Father, for I have sinned. When's the last time you masturbated, my son? I'm doing it now. I feel bad. All right, get your hands off your Johnson. Give me some Hail Marys.
Because it is such an emotional experience, the whole emotional context gets involved with it. And, there isn't the same biological burden, let's say. And so women sometimes take a while to sort of get connected with that behavior and how to manage it. There's nothing wrong with it, Sherry.
No, you are your own cockpit. Is that right? You were in control.
I don't know if that's quite the message you want to give out.
Maybe not. I don't know.
They call it the flight deck.
I saw turbulence last night, and I'm applying such
But
metaphors.
Sherry, I think, how are you? Everything going okay?
Well, say again?
Everything going okay with you? You happy?
Well, no, not really. I suffer with depression, but...
Tell me about that.
The depression?
Yeah.
Well, I guess, basically, I've been homeschooled since 2nd grade.
Why?
I don't know. My mom and dad won't let me know why. And so, I've never had a boyfriend or anything. Not to say I don't want one.
Oh, do I have to do this with my kids?
Huh?
Yeah. They'd probably
so.
They'd probably have a... Well, they had a quick fling with the UPS guy.
You know what, Sherry? Are you going to go away to college?
I want to.
Go away to college.
Do they have homeschool college where you just go to a bigger house?
Here's my concern. Is I have
people drink on weekends?
Well-meaning parents who do a great job raising their kids but isolating them. You can imagine what the kids do sometimes. They like a spring. It's the can of snake theory.
Right.
You haven't mentioned in a long time, why don't you?
Well, my theory is that if you take especially a kid getting into puberty who has a lot of natural urges and a biology going on, and you try to sort of repress that biology by keeping, setting a curfew for when the street lights come on and giving them homeschooling.
The difference between containing it but absolutely squeezing it into oblivion, that's where you get into trouble.
Right, you don't let them out of the house. Yeah. And then the thing is the second they get out of the house, when they're not effing, they're starting fires. And that's basically what happens to kids when you repress too much. It's like the gag toffee can where you just open it up and the spring comes flying out, the snakes.
Right.
So, Sherry.
Yeah?
You want to be careful that if you go to a college, especially like a state school, like San Diego State or something, that you don't just run amok.
But on the other hand, it is
or something that rhymes with muck.
But I think it is important that you begin to establish an identity with your peers separate from your family, and that you do that systematically and do it without going nuts.
Right. I'll tell you, if I ever do homeschooling with my kids...
Don't ever do homeschooling with your kids.
Well, I'm going to hire some day laborers to sit around just to fill out the class a little bit.
What's your perspective on that? I mean, it's well-meaning. Look, I mean, God bless your parents for trying.
Well, I don't know. You don't know why your folks have kept you out of school all these years?
No, I don't. I think, from what my sister told me, she said that they took me out basically because they didn't want me to learn something bad, so...
Yeah. Are they religious folks?
They're very religious.
They're going to come murder you, Adam.
Oh, really?
This is seeping into their home.
You know what I like about religious folks? They're very gentle, except for when you don't agree with them, then they're going to kill you.
Yeah.
Or blow you up. Sherry, this is tough. And actually, this was one of my first guesses, or going to be one of my first guesses, and Grant Lee brought it up, which is there's some religion here, a lot of religion here,
the shame base.
And you feel ashamed.
Yeah.
And
well, the controlling and the shame and the
shame will tend to slow things down for a while, but it'll never stop things.
Yeah.
And then it comes out in a sort of slightly retarded form, which is the problem.
You're saying I'm retarded?
No.
No. Sherry, you're great.
Just a vagina.
Sherry, you're great.
No.
Sherry, you're great. Don't please.
All right,
but
so
just
get out of there and go to college.
Don't look at this as to use Adam's sort of metaphor as like a great escape or a papillon or something where you're getting off of French New Guinea. And you make it slow. And
Guyana.
New Guinea.
I don't know where that came from. Our stoner listeners don't know the difference, so. It's true.
Do it systematic. Don't be the snakes in the can and spring out and hurt yourself. Be careful.
Right.
You'll be fine.
See, even the best of intentions.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, you know what, folks? Here's the deal with kids. Nature will take its course. I mean, you have to hope that your kids aren't, pulling a train when they're 15 and aren't picking up some sort of bizarre venereal disease. But to just chain them to a radiator and not let them get out of the house, all that does is screw them up more. You may dodge a few things that a lot of folks run into between 15 and 18, but eventually it's going to come back and haunt you. Am I right, Drew?
Yeah.
Oh, we already put that.
I think so. Again, I don't want to discourage parents from trying to contain kids' behavior because they should. But,
homeschooling, unless there's a problem.
No, kittens are a good prerequisite. A lot of the things you're going to run into with children, you run into first with kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that.
So what's the solution?
Well, keep them away from like loose sewing devices, things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Not too much catnip,
and no more Jägermeister for you, Grant.
Leah.
Yes.
You're 22.
Yes.
You're on with Grant Lee Buffalo.
Excuse me?
The Grant Lee Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
The rock and roll band.
Yes.
REM opened for them their last tour.
Oh, really?
That's what.
Wow.
Yes. So go ahead.
Didn't know that.
Leah, what's up?
Please, ask your question.
Okay. I've been bisexual for 5 years,
Right.
and I've been with my girlfriend for 2 years, and she's bisexual also. And lately at Simon's, the club that we work at, she's been setting her eyes on this guy, Todd. And my real question is, we've been together, for 2 years, like I said. Great lover. I love her to death. And I just don't know. My question is how to talk her out of leaving me for him. What do I do?
Hold on a second. Drew wants a discussion here.
I got the bogus thing going here a little bit.
Because she stated a question like, my girlfriend, Taylor, we've been going for 2 years. We work at the club,
whatever the hell,
Pandora's Box. That'd be a good name for a lesbian hangout. And she's interested in a guy named Todd.
It was also a little matter of fact, the way the way she laid it out there.
Right. All right. Well, let's just say hypothetically that either Leia's telling the truth or there are others who are suffering from this problem.
I've been to that club, actually.
Pandora's Box?
Yes.
Is there such a place?
There is.
If there is one, it'd be either in North Hollywood or San Francisco.
Right, so,
Leah?
Leah.
I mean, it's like, what is it that we can do that can shed light on how anyone convinces anyone to be committed to them in a relationship and not to act out with other people?
She wants to leave, and we've been together for 2 years.
Yeah, Leah, I mean...
But she's bisexual.
Yes.
This is what happens when you're bisexual.
Yes.
Double the problem.
Well, she's...
Right?
Yes, I've totally committed myself to her, to women, lately.
Leah, she wants to leave.
No.
Oh, boy. Could you imagine her leaving all that?
She doesn't.
Oh, she doesn't?
No, no, she doesn't. No.
Then what are you having to convince
What's
her
the
of?
problem, then?
I don't know. She's just been talking
Leah?
about these guys now.
Then
And
she wants to leave, right?
I don't think so.
Then what do you have to convince her of?
Excuse me?
Your original statement was, how do I convince her not to leave for this guy?
Because we've been together.
Now you're saying she doesn't want to leave.
She doesn't, though, and I know she doesn't.
All right, well, there's no problem. There's no problem. She doesn't want to leave.
Oh, this Leah, she better be real good looking, because otherwise no one would tolerate her for a heartbeat. Right. She's got to be good looking. Leah?
Yes.
Are you good looking?
Yes.
I knew it. Otherwise, you'd be beaten with a sack of doorknobs by an angry mob. Would come up your street with torches. They'd go right past Dr. Frankenstein's lab. They'd come to your house and they'd kill you. You are such a pain in the ass.
Thanks.
All right. Now stop being so bitter.
Bitter?
Yes, you're very bitter. Believe me, there's 4 of us here. We got a good dose of your bitterness in just the 2 minutes you've been on the phone. Now, what's wrong with you?
I don't know.
All right. Why are you bisexual?
I've always been bisexual.
Did somebody do something weird to you?
No.
Yeah?
No.
You sure?
Why do you ask that?
Believe me,
know,
all these bisexuals had something done to them.
How old were you when you first had sex?
How old was I?
Yes.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you watching Jeopardy?
And how old was the guy?
Excuse me?
Alex Trebek, bisexual.
How old was the man?
17.
Uh-huh. Where's your dad?
He is in San Francisco.
Ooh, well, that may explain it. Do you like him?
I don't really know him.
Aha. Now we're getting somewhere. Stepdad?
Excuse me?
Do you have a stepfather?
No.
Uh-huh. So mom was just single?
Yes.
Mom lesbian?
No.
Dad gay?
No.
Grandpa bi?
The
Grandpa bi.
Hey, that's a new UPN sitcom.
Grandpa bi.
The boyfriend.
He's older. He's bolder. He likes the chicks and the guys. He's Grandpa bi. Oh, write that down.
The boyfriends that your stepmom or your mom brought around, did they ever disturb you in any way?
No.
Okay. But you have issues with men because you haven't spoken to your dad in a while.
No. Not at all.
Why did he leave?
Huh?
Why did he leave?
They're divorced.
Why did he leave?
I don't know, because they got divorced.
How old was he? Oh, boy, you're mad. How old were you when he left?
Gosh, 16?
Mm-hmm.
Why did he leave?
Why? Because I couldn't live together anymore.
Why? What was happening?
Because I got divorced.
Yeah.
You had to leave. Once you get divorced, you got to move out.
Oh, that's part of the agreement. Yeah.
I'm too frustrated even to ask the opposite question, which is, why did they get divorced?
Just fought a lot.
Okay, what kind of fighting did you see?
Verbal.
No physical violence, anything like that?
Okay.
Was either of them using drugs?
Excuse me?
Either of them using drugs or alcohol?
Right now?
Either of your parents using drugs and alcohol around
They
that?
did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what were they doing? What drugs?
God, heroin.
Okay. All right. So this is
Wow. See, you show me a bisexual, I'll show you a dysfunctional family. I will get to the bottom of it.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Not necessarily a bisexual out in the street, but one who calls up this show. There's always some
not
issues.
like Elton John or nothing like that.
No, he's
How
fine.
old is she again?
Who?
You're 22.
Okay,
You're
so
22?
Leah, this is, you lived in total chaos your whole life. And so your model of relationships is one of extraordinary chaos, even to the point where...
Well, I lived with my aunt. I was never home.
Be that as it may.
Even better.
Chaos, that's why you're alive probably right now and why you're not institutionalized. And look, go for stability in your relationships. Stop picking these people who themselves seek chaos. Find somebody, male or female, whatever you choose, whatever your preference is, but commit yourself to a relationship and start working on some intimacy. That's what you need. And this girlfriend who is taunting you with her bisexuality rather than making you feel secure and loved in a committed relationship does not sound like somebody that's worth your time right now.
Yeah. Don't trust her at all.
Yeah, that's
mainly because you chose her, but I still don't. I wouldn't trust her anyway. Yeah. All right, good. We've broken through the defense a little bit.
By the way,
here.
Leah, do you know how much more real and likable you are right now than 2 minutes ago? I mean,
Real and likable. Oh, thank you.
No. I mean, these feelings that you are avoiding.
She snapped back when you gave her the compliment.
I know. Believe me, I understand.
No.
My mistake. But that those feelings that you avoid are real and human, and there will be people around that will share those and protect you and allow you to experience those in a safe way. So look for those kinds of people.
All right,
okay?
take care of yourself.
Okay.
All right. This is like Scared Straight for lesbians and bisexuals. This
Chaos.
Show. Really
Always
is.
the foe.
Did you see? We had a little breakthrough there.
That's right.
Very defensive, very angry.
Can you recall a time when chaos was simply the foe of one Maxwell Smart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Siegfried and...
Yes, Chief. Let's go, guys.
Jaime, shake.
I think it's tough being a kid these days.
I liked it when Jaime the robot was getting his physical once a year, and the doctor would say, do you smoke? And he'd say, when I drink cheap oil. That was always my good. And then, of course, the visual of when he told Jaime to hop up on the table. That was always a good one, too.
Oh, man.
Very nice.
Eva.
Hi.
Hi, Eva.
Hi, Adam. I just have to say that you say that, all of your listeners are stupid and stoned all the time. But
that's not true, Eva.
There is a group of us who are, educated and happy and
Thank God.
I go to
we're
college
glad you called soon enough.
Where do you go to school?
I go to Barnard College.
Great.
Barnyard College?
Barnard.
No.
It's a big petting zoo.
Barnard is...
Not Barnyard.
Is Barnard...
Where you Barnard?
Barnard.
We're going to Barnard College.
We are?
I found out today. Is that in Boston?
No, that's...
something near Boston?
No, we're going to...
I swear to God...
This is Bonar College, though, isn't it?
Barnard's in New York, right?
Yeah, it's part of Columbia.
Would you just continue?
Barnard used to be the women's institution attached to Columbia, right?
That is correct. It is the independent affiliate.
Right.
Dr. Drew.
But no, we're going to... Oh, what the hell we got?
I swear it's Barnard.
No, I heard it today, too.
All right, sorry. Eva?
Yeah?
What's going on?
Okay. So I've had this problem the last, 4 or 5 months where I can't sleep through the night at all. I have dreams and I wake up 4 or 5 times.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
We have to take a break.
All right, we'll go to break. Brantley Buffalo will hang here. We'll hear something new off the CD, and we'll finish off with Eva from Boneyard College.
I feel so liquidy.
Really? What? That's enough with that Sublime already. Ouch. Yeah, this is it. I'm down with this.
Oh, yeah.
Feeling the groove.
Brantley Buffalo
like it
is here. We'll finish up a song. Finish up a call, and then we'll get to a song. All right?
Oh, yeah.
Was that Eva we were
yes,
talking to? It's Eva.
Hi, Adam.
You're 19.
I am.
You're one of our intelligent callers.
Eva at Barnard.
I don't know how she got through.
What? She's not through. Oh, on the lines.
Yeah.
They've been through school.
She's not through yet, Drew.
Hey, what's going on?
Okay, so I'm waking up during the night 3 or 4 times. And it's gotten to the point where, I wake up tired in the morning.
What are the dreams?
anything. They're not even necessarily nightmares or anxiety dreams, although, I do get those sometimes, like typical missing an exam type things. But
how long has this been going on for?
Like, I guess 3 months now.
Has anything else been going on in your life?
No, I mean, just finishing up the semester. I had a really good year at school.
Any other symptoms? Any night sweats or anything like that?
No, not... Well, actually, sort of.
Tell me.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know. I mean, sometimes I wake up sweaty, but I'm not sure that qualifies as, like, a night sweat.
Is there a guy on top of you?
Most people will sweat during certain phases of sleep, but... If you're having drenching sweats, remember the caller we had earlier this evening was talking about having 3B or 2B Hodgkin. The B symptoms are night sweats. That's what that's called. I'm not trying to make a case for you having something like that, but I mean that's the symptom I'm looking for.
The chicks get the Hodgkins as much as the guys? I really hear about it in guys. I don't hear about it in women
certainly get it. I don't know what the preponderance.
Seems like less, though, doesn't it?
Not to me.
Go with me. Come on. Little bit.
Anything else going on? You want any medication?
In the night.
No, I'm not on any medication.
Do you use alcohol?
Just, socially.
But not every night or anything like that?
No, not every night.
Well, this has an awfully biological feel to it. I got to tell you that it comes on so suddenly and it's pretty random and there's not particular themes going on in these dreams. And I mean, I would suggest you see a doctor just to make sure that there's not something not yet presenting itself that might be sort of coming forth, like a thyroid problem or some infection, something.
So she should go to like an endocrinologist?
No, an internist, just a regular doctor or a family physician.
If those guys don't know anything.
Have an evaluation. You are scum.
Not a lot of experience with the incubus or the succubus, Dr. Drew?
Myself, no.
Not these days. No, not so much anymore.
I saw a movie in high school called The Vampire Succubus. And the thing is when I was in high school, and I guess we're probably all around the same age, it's not like you could just go to some guy's house and pop in a porn in a VCR. You were lucky to see a little titty.
No, this is pre-beta, in fact.
That's right.
Did you have the scrambled...
I used to try to catch a little scrambled stuff on the On Television network. It was a horrible cable, and once in a while I'd watch like Flesh Gordon, the scrambled version or something like that, but it really wasn't enough to satiate my needs. So me and a bunch of guys would go to a theater in Hollywood, and they'd have like... renegade stewardesses and vampire succubuses as a doubleheader, and we just sit there, and I don't know what the hell we wanted to do.
That explains a lot.
It really does, doesn't it?
Man, when you're saying incubus and succubus to that bass line in the background, there's something about it. Just
the reality is, it was about 4 hours, and if you include driving time, it was about 5 hours for about 35 seconds worth of press. Ooh, yeah. You guys should start a band. All right. Now, I'll give you your choice.
Instead of playing this song, we just have to do that for 3 minutes.
I don't think so.
This one is called Testimonies from Jubilee, out today, and it goes a little something like this. That would be your testimony from the Grant Lee and the Buffalo, who are all here tonight. Joey and Grant Lee are here. Jubilee is the name of the CD. And like I said, I highly recommend it. It's out today, and Thursday you can find them at the Roxy with Harvey Danger, although it's going to be hard to get tickets. And is that for some sort of R&R thing?
That's what I understand.
Is that rodeo and... What does that stand for?
Reverb.
Rodeo and reverb. That's correct, yes.
It's a record something. Is it that record publication, Ann?
Radio Records?
No. The one we're never involved in?
The one we're supposed to be at tomorrow night?
Oh, but it costs $2.
Rodeo and reverb is pretty much what it stands for.
Or was it last week?
No, it's this weekend. It's not happening. I told you that.
Right. We were going to broadcast from that.
There was a little voice there coming in.
Who was that?
That was a fabulous producer, Ann. But we never really end up doing anything, do we?
No.
I think that's good, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you guys are all so excited about it anyway.
We wanted to do it.
Uh-huh.
No, we did.
Oh.
We did, didn't we?
We did. That's about as much enthusiasm as we can muster.
Wow.
You guys are here solving
that was we were really into it. That was.
Hey, when we don't complain, that's a ringing endorsement for wanting to do something, and you have to know how to read us. Max?
Yeah.
You're 19.
Yeah. Well, basically, what happened was I was living with
Max. Sorry to disturb you there, pal.
It's on the toilet, but Max has been on hold for 103 minutes, so I think it's all right for him to yawn a little.
My mom was a single mother,
and I was living with my brother. And basically, I had a normal, growing up and everything, except for the fact that my parents were divorced and everything. But I went through high school, and I guess I don't know what happened in high school. I kind of freaked out, and I started ditching class a lot and stuff like that. But basically, what happened was, halfway through my senior year, my mom had been talking through emails to this guy who lived in Australia, who I had never met, and she went to visit him like that December. And when she came back, she announced that the guy had proposed and that she was going to go down there and get married to him.
Wait, this is somebody she'd only met through the internet?
Yeah, she's
an Australian.
And she went on vacation and met him, and he proposed, and she accepted. And she left 3 weeks later. And it's, she's in Australia, and she's on the other side of the planet.
And what did she? Your brother's younger? Is that what you said?
No, my brother's older.
And what did she intend for you two to do?
She left us the house for 6 months because she had it rented out for a year.
Well, I gotta write this down. Another good sitcom idea. Mom, Crocodile Grungy. These guys form a grunge band while she's gone and sell tickets to make money for the so they don't close escrow or something. There's something here.
They get that. They need a little younger, like 16, 17.
Well, work Dabney Coleman is sort of the evil realtor. Okay, Max, go ahead.
You lost everyone in that reference.
You guys know Dabney Coleman?
Oh, sure.
It's kind of strange, I almost feel like hurt,
Almost like hurt.
I feel hurt,
Of course.
Well, how old were you again when she took off?
I was 18.
18.
Yeah, it was old enough and everything, but it's like I'd lived with her my whole life.
Are you in college now?
No, I'm going to start going in the fall.
You need to get your life together for you. What does that sound trite? But what did you tell your mom?
Yeah, it was a late one, Drew. Yeah,
it was true. Come to think of it.
The band's drunk and they knew it was trite.
But what did you tell your mom? Did you not tell her how you were feeling?
Yeah, basically,
You hid her, the feelings. And what did she tell you? Did she seem concerned that she was leaving you alone, or was she just completely caught up in her own stuff?
She seemed concerned. She was like, "Oh, this is really bad. I'm sorry, but I'll see you again."
Oh boy!
Kind of thing.
Wow, man.
All right, but wait a minute. How old is the older brother?
He's actually 22 and he's still living in the house. So
at the time,
and it was like, yeah.
Okay,
so it might have been a good thing for him.
Let me just recap
here.
It
was a good thing.
You got a 22-year-old. You got an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Mom's been making a lot of sacrifices as a single mom for many, many years. I don't know how long it is since Dad moved out, but I guess it's been some time, right?
Yeah.
She hasn't. She's been putting her dating and all that on hold. Now, one kid's 22, the other's 18. She meets a guy, she falls in love, and she lives for her a little bit.
Right. In many ways, a testament to the beauty of the land down under.
That's right. And gives him, left him with a house. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that tragic.
No, it isn't. It isn't. It's just unfortunate.
And she was gone for 6 months?
What?
How long was she gone for?
She's still gone now.
Has it been 6 months?
Yeah, she lives there,
Okay. So, like I said, I can understand the abandonment issues. On the other hand, I don't think it's criminal behavior.
Yeah. No, it's not. But he needs to get to school and really get going on his own stuff. I mean, if the kids, with her, you wish that she tucked the kids into a life somewhere before she just took off.
Yeah, but one is 22. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got kicked out of the house when I was 19, and, I had to pay rent and live in a crappy apartment in North Hollywood where Joey lives. So,
Adam, were you that roommate? I never saw you, but, wow, there's a weird resemblance now. I understand.
The guy with all the hula hoops.
The guy with the hairy hand.
You had the hooves and the hula hoops.
And the soft touch and the heart of gold. No, but really, I would have appreciated if my dad and stepmom would have left the house and left me there. Not with my sister.
Then you
would have been in trouble.
Yeah.
No, I would have smoked pot and eaten whatever food was there. I mean, would have been a disaster. But I don't think I would have looked at that. I mean, a lot of people get kicked out of the house when they're 18.
Yeah. Listen,
so,
I'm not.
She kicked herself out of the house.
I'm not outraged. I'm just. Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
All right, Max needs to get over it and move on.
He needs to get to school.
He can have feelings about it, but he needs to move on.
Yeah.
And that brother of his, I don't trust him.
This is a good thing for him.
Yeah, he's 22.
Yeah.
He's probably hoping she'd die. All right.
Do we have a break
come
now?
on, I have to make a joke every once in a while. Yeah. We heard the song. That's why it threw us off. You want to sell something before we go to break?
Hannah?
Oh, hi.
You're 15. What's up?
I was at a party, like 2 months ago, and I was really drunk, and it was my best friend's party, and I had sex with her ex-boyfriend, and I found out I'm pregnant.
Okay. This is good. It's not good for you, but it's good for our listeners. So hold on a second. All right, Hannah?
Okay, thanks.
How far along are you?
I think I'm 2 months.
Okay. Hold on. We'll tackle Hannah and her problem. And Grant, Lee, and Buffalo will be back when we come back. Grant Lee Buffalo is here. That'd be Grant Lee.
No. I take no part in that.
Yes.
I'm not here.
And Joey's here as well.
Not at all.
They're celebrating. And actually, we interrupted their celebration tonight because Jubilee, their fourth album, was released today. And they had themselves a little party. And we sort of tore them away from it to be on Loveline, which is fine for them because they'll just sell a few more records this way. But they didn't want to stop the party, so they brought a little champagne. I'm having a little too. Drew? Okay.
I'm not.
Beauty. Is it just because it's alcoholic or because it could be a good time?
Both.
Okay. Hannah?
Yeah, hi.
Hannah's 15. Hannah's pregnant a couple of months. Hannah had sex with her best friend's boyfriend?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you were at a party and you were drinking?
Yeah, I was pretty out of it.
Where was your best friend?
She was there. She was out of it, too, and she was with some other guy that night.
Nice. This is the best friend thing again.
Jeez, what happened?
Wow.
When I went to parties in high school, we just wait for one guy to pass out so we could duct tape him to the Barca lounger and then put a cigarette butt
coasters in his mouth.
Or play Twister or something.
Yeah, where the hell?
What's happening nowadays?
There were never any orgies breaking out. So, Hannah?
Yeah.
So your friend's a little screwed up, the guy's a little screwed up, you're a little screwed up.
Yeah, pretty much. He's not that screwed up. He's a pretty cool guy, but...
All right, but why would he have sex with you?
I don't
The best friend.
I mean, not that anything's wrong with you, but he is dating your best friend.
The best friend.
Yeah. Well, they weren't going out at the time. They had just broke up.
Oh.
Like at 7:30 that night?
Kind of.
Yeah. I break up with someone that's 2.5 years before I get laid. This guy does it 15 minutes. He's 16, theoretically. How old is he?
17.
Yeah. And you didn't bother to use any protection?
No.
No. So what do you want to do now?
I don't know. I've only told somebody who's, like, my really good friend. She's the only one I've told, and she's the one who, like, got me a test, one of those home pregnancy tests.
Mm-hmm.
And, because I thought I was pregnant, and she's the only one I've told, and I want to tell my parents, and I want to tell him. I just don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that there's any technique for telling your parents. I mean, did you get along better with one of the parents?
Well, I live with my father, and I only see my mom, like, every once in a while.
Why? Why is that?
They had a divorce, and then she was on drugs for a long time.
Okay, so she's probably not going to be... Is she in recovery now?
Oh, yeah, she was a heroin addict, but now she's, like... She went through recovery, and she's, like, gotten her life straightened out.
All right. Well, maybe she'd be a good source of help. I mean, God knows she's...
Yeah, she's not going to pass any judgment.
Yeah, she's had to make amends for stuff, and part of her disease is the consequences that you're acting out right now.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she understands
that.
Tell
me, though, because she, like, tried to get me on birth control when I talked to her about having sex, and...
What happened?
What, with him, or...
Why didn't you get on birth control?
I mean, the birth control part.
Well, she, like, was afraid that I was going to start having sex, and he was my first and only, and...
Hold on one second. Let's,
Reenact?
Loveline reenactment. Go ahead, Drew. Who do you want to play, the caller or me?
I'll be you.
You be me?
Yeah.
All right, no, I guarantee Drew will screw this up. All right. My mom's going to be really mad.
Why?
Because she wanted me to get on birth control.
What happened with that?
He was my first boyfriend.
No, I mean the birth control. What happened with that?
Yeah, we just did it once. It was at the party, and she's going to be mad.
He was my one and only.
He was my one and only. All right. That was a little unsuccessful, as they all are, Loveline reenactment. But thank you. Thank you from the gallery. Hannah, I'm going to ask the question. How come you didn't get on birth control?
Because I didn't think I would start having sex
Right, she
yet.
convinced her mom she wouldn't have sex. Yeah.
And it was too awkward, I guess.
Don't worry, Mom. Now we can reenact what actually happened between Mom and Hannah. Mom, don't worry.
I don't know if I want to go there.
I'm not doing that. You know?
Wow.
Let me give you a phone number, Hannah. National Planned Parenthood, just in case you decide you want to do this on your own, you have the right to do that.
Hold on. Don't say it yet, because Hannah's got to get herself a pad and pencil. Right, Hannah?
Yeah, just a minute.
Are you thinking about... You putting the phone down?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Are you thinking... Remember the old days? People have to put the phone down?
To get a pad, yeah. Wait a second.
Yeah, where you'd go, do you have the phone number there? No, it's in the living room. Hold on. And slam the phone down, and you'd hear, like, Glenn Miller in the background while they went off to go get
People
the
are more
pad and
prepared
pencil.
these days, so...
I think it's the mobility of the phones. Hannah?
Hello?
All right. Are you thinking about an abortion?
No, I'm not. I mean, I want to have this kid. I mean, I'm too young, though, and it's
Yes.
just like
How about
the spirit
adoption?
of my life.
How about adoption?
I might consider that.
Good for you. God bless you, Hannah. I mean, there should be medals issued to young ladies that approach it that way.
I mean, I know I made
what would
the
those be
mistake.
shaped like?
Honors.
Okay. I see. Okay. My mind was
Bestowed.
right.
You're right. I mean, that's
commendable.
It's a heroic. It's heroic. I mean, she's going to dedicate 9 months of her life, her health, and then do, no matter how painful it is to her, do what's best for the child.
Oh, by the way, I don't really think it should be her choice. I'm fine living in that society. You're 15. You're going to screw up the kid's life. You can't do it. Like I was saying to Drew, I was talking to a roofing contractor today. I can't put slate roof on my house because it's not zoned correctly. So if I can't put a effing roof on my house, you can't raise a kid at 15. That's the kind of government I want to live in.
Hannah, here's the Planned Parenthood phone number, just in case you want some counseling on this. It's
Okay,
1-800-230-PLAN. 1-800-230-PLAN.
Okay, thank you.
Call them up, and they'll be able to help you.
Okay.
Right.
Is it hard to... how do you do abortion? Like, what exactly is the procedure?
Well, they have this pill that's real safe that they've had in Europe for like 15 years, but the FDA won't approve it over here. It's called RU486, even though it took Viagra 10 seconds to get pushed through. And you could have taken that pill, but since you can't do that, you have to go in and do a procedure, an uncomfortable one.
Vacuum. They basically have to scrape out the uterus. And the morning after pill, please, people don't forget that. In the state of Washington right now, you can get that without a doctor's prescription.
Oh, finally. Listen, Hannah, it's not going to be a good day, but it's not going to be as bad as the many days that you put together trying to raise a kid at 15.
Yeah.
That's my take on the whole thing.
I just, have so much in my life, and I feel like I've just, ruined it all. It's, all over.
No. Give it up for adoption or get an abortion, and use a condom next time.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
It's a heroic
I think adoption is the way to go. I think raising a child is as much to do with the parents that raise it, more even so than the parents that give it life.
You saying more nurture than nature?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you on that, too.
Thank you, Adam.
Although once in a while, kid snaps, like that kid in Oregon. Jeff.
Yeah, what's up?
You're 18.
Yeah, sure am.
What, are you camping?
No, I'm actually outside right now by my pool.
By the bayou.
Yeah. You can hear the crickets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you calling from, Florida?
No, that's actually Tucson.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
And what's your question?
Well, I kind of have a problem with my mom. I'm 18, but anytime we're in public or anytime I'm with my friends or anything and she's around, she completely, babies me.
All right. Jeff, we don't have much time.
Yeah.
Tell her if she spits on a napkin one more time and cleans the dried egg off the side of your face, that you're going gay.
You know, that's happened before.
Oh, I know. And then it smells like her bad breath.
You probably have difficulty telling her what your experience with this. You've got to step up and tell her.
Yes.
Right.
Use the
go bye-bye.
John's 25. What advice can you give him about opening up around people? He's shy. John?
Yes, hello, I'm here.
Okay. Unfortunately, we have about 30 seconds for you to crawl out of your shell.
Yeah, sure. I'll make it quick. Well, I came out to L.A. a couple of months ago.
Don't even have time to hear it. Here's the deal. There's no magic answer for this. You got to feel better about yourself. There's really nothing you can do to try to kickstart yourself this way. It's just do things you enjoy, be good at those things, and that's you'll have confidence, and then that'll open you up around people.
And I'm just gratified you didn't mention intoxicants. That's usually
Oh, yeah.
So.
Thank you, Drew. I almost forgot. Yeah, it's a good 40 ouncer. You'll be the life of the party.
Let's go to break, please.
Okay. what the deal is. Brantley Buffalo is the band. Jubilee is the CD, and I'd appreciate it greatly if you guys all went out and got that. We gotta get Joey out of North Hollywood.
They gotta do it.
Adam. It'll happen.
We gotta move him into Valley Village, and then this is my 5-year plan for you. Eventually, Studio City.
Oh, how about that?
Then we jump to Encino.
All the way.
All right. Thanks, boys. We do appreciate it. Until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
Hello, I'm
mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are not necessarily those of the staff or management or producers or directors or the advertising or anyone. They might be Bob's.
I'm Bob, and they're mine.
The producer of Loveline is Ann Wilkins. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.
Arg. We now return you to your highly tested, regularly scheduled programming. Bye.
106.7 K-Rock, KROQ-FM.